And 9, consent agenda. It says it's recommended that the Board of Trustees approve the consent calendar items 9B and 9G as submitted. It should say through. So we're not just doing B and G, we're doing all of it. That's the only change that I had, was some of the change bands to through.
Yeah, do negative that and make it less dark. So we recall now.
Oh, good question. All those in favor?
This is I. That's it. All trap I.
Brianna Taxoni, aye. 2A, public participation.
No public comment cards. Thank you.
3A, closed session discussion items. We may discuss conference with labor negotiators, public employee discussion, discipline, technical and release, conference with legal counsel, and or student matters. 3B, adjourn to closed session. Can I get a motion?
Sir.
Discussion? Call for question. All those in favor?
This is I. Customer. Not done. All trap I.
Brianna Taxoni, aye. Closed session at 6:32 p.m. We're going to go ahead and do 4B, civility statement. Our civility statement states, communicate clearly and concisely with a respect for a time of others. Listen objectively, carefully considering the opinions of others. Understand the counterproductive effects of disruptive, demeaning, and intimidating behaviors. Understand and respect the district policies and procedures. Maintain a respect for the rich history of the district and the efforts of others who have served in the past. 5A, report of action taken in closed session. There was no action taken in closed session. 6A, public comments, recognition, and reports. Dr. Savaki?
No public comment cards.
Okay, moving on to 6B, golden spotlight.
Oh, forget it.
All right, thank you. This evening, we're kicking off our Golden Spotlight for the new school year, 23-24. We're looking to celebrate the academic achievements of our Vasquez students. Tonight, we are recognizing our Vasquez students who have earned either a 3, 4, or 5 on the advanced placement exams during the 22-23 school year. The following students, some of you will see some of the names up there on the screen. Following students have successfully elected to take on an AP exam and passed, which earned the college credit on their transcript. Tonight in the audience, clearly, we have Vasquez students and their wonderful parents and support in the audience. Thank you, students, for being here. From the list that you can see, there are some students who are not here because they graduated Vasquez last year and they're off, their post-secondary options, be it college, work, or both. So we're going to go ahead and recognize our AP exam students. We're going to recognize our National Hispanic Recognition Program students, as well as our National Rural and Small Town Award recipients. But to help me out, Ms. Aislinn, if you could read off the students for the AP exams, if you could do that honor, please.
Yep. Adam Frank, Ashley Hinkle, Brian Ames, Samantha Brooks, Marina Costin, Ruslan Dameron, Brett Dawson, Paul Keller, Zachary Levin, Leilani McLaws, Marie Poppy, Charlotte Sanchez, Ailey Rudd, Emily Punanian, Kian Josephine, Samantha Markman, apologies, Aubrey Miller, Maxwell Schneider, Fernando Vasquez, and Lucas Williams.
Great job. Big round of applause for our And if you are here, students, if you could please stand so we can recognize you. And then we'll ask you kindly to move forward so that you can take a photo with our board members this evening so we can recognize you that way as well. So please stand. I know we're shy. Congratulations. If you can move forward, and then I'll ask respectfully for our trustees to meet them down there for a picture. And at the same time, we have our wonderful support in Assembly and Tom Lackey. the field representative, who's always here, and we always appreciate him through and through, Mr. Carlos Paseo. Thank you for your support of our district, and I know if you have a few words that you'd like to mention.
Sure.
And then, yes, please.
All right.
Good evening, all. My name is Carl Basile. I'm a field representative for Assemblyman Tom Lackey of the 34th Assembly District. He wants to take a moment to add to the recognition for your excellent work. You've excelled scholastically, and you deserve recognition from all our districts. Thank you very much for the opportunity to present.
Yes.
The battery that's in the wall.
Okay, you got it.
So I have 4 recognitions for Golden Spotlight. In addition, we would like to extend our congratulations to the following National Hispanic Recognition Award winners. The National Hispanic Recognition Program recognizes approximately 5,000 Hispanic Latino juniors each year from among 400,000 juniors who take the PSATs. This year's students being recognized under the National Hispanic Recognition Program are Marina Costin and Samantha Brooks. Congratulations. I believe Marina's not here, Samantha are here. We'll make sure that we go ahead and when we do see them. In addition, we'd like to also congratulate our National Rural and Small Town Award recipients. The academic honors for rural areas recognize students for an opportunity to share their strong academic achievements with colleges and scholarship programs that are seeking to recruit diverse talent when it comes to college. This year's recipients being awarded are Leilani Nicklaus, Ryan Ames, Samantha Brooks, and Zach Levin. Congratulations. And I do see Leilani, right? But I'm sorry, well, Brian's there. So you want to go, you want to come on up?
Yes.
Thank you, Ms. Alford, for helping me out. And last but certainly not least, I'd like to give a thank you to our Vasquez teachers for their dedication and support of our students recognized this evening. Ms. Owens, Mr. Salcedo, Mr. Sparks, Ms. Dillwell, and Dr. Shoddy. Dr. Shoddy here. Thank you, Aislinn, for helping me out. Appreciate it. That concludes this Golden Spotlight.
Thank you very much. Before everybody leaves, if board members have comments for our Golden Spotlight recipients, we can do that now, and then you guys don't have to feel bad if you cut out.
You shouldn't leave, it's only right to leave if you stay.
Yeah.
So we'll go ahead and do board comments on, this isn't board comments, but this is board comments on the Golden Spotlight presentation.
Thank you. It's great to see everybody here. It really is to see the seats all filled up. And I want to congratulate all the students who achieved such academic success. And what a great job. And as my colleagues mentioned, the parents, they couldn't do without the parents as well. That support is needed. So thank you for the parents for their support for your children. And then thanks to the kids for trying to achieve such success academically. Good job.
Yeah, it really is nice to see the number of AP test score 3, 4, and 5s. I know how hard you guys work on those because I watch my daughter work, tirelessly for hours preparing for AP. So thank you to all the teachers that provide the AP guidance. And I know Maria wishes she could have been here to enjoy this with you guys, but she was quite up to it today. But good job, everybody, and looking forward to more of this in the future.
Yeah, congratulations everyone. It's hard work, and as everyone said, families as well as support it all. I see quite a few of you also play sports at the same time, so trying to keep all that together and still manage to achieve this is really good. Judd.
Okay, I'm going to check off one of my veiled political statements I was going to make a little bit later, but this applies to you all and your parents. We are conservative communities that care deeply about the safety and futures of our children. We, all of us up here, look forward to what each and one of you will become as you enter our system, leave the system, go out into the world. We care deeply about that. With that said, there's nothing I care more about than parental rights and that they are protected. There's a lot of stuff going on in the news right now. I'm a defender of parental rights and the local control that we exercise here, not outside of here, not at the county, not at the state, not at the federal level. We are supposed to sit up here to make sure that this type of excellence is possible for you guys. I am committed to that. Thank you.
When my oldest was taking AP tests, I will say that it was during COVID, and that was the first year that they were, I believe he even took it from home. But that year, I think there was only 2 kids that got a 3 or above on their AP test scores. So to see this list in 3 years, that's awesome. That's absolutely incredible. So huge congratulations to you guys. And looking around the room, I know that a lot of you are not just stellar scholars, you're also stellar athletes. And you do a lot through church and through with your family and on the field. And I know that you guys have a lot on your plates, and to also fit in AP classes and then also pass that AP test is huge. So you're shining tonight because of these scores, but I know you shine in your daily lives, and that is a huge testament to the parents that are sitting in the room, and the parents that weren't able to be here, and the kids that aren't able to be here because they're at dance or they're at the sports that they're currently playing. So huge congratulations, and keep doing what you do. Keep making your parents proud. That's all I have to say about that. So from this point on, don't feel like you have to stay, but we do want you to stay. It warms our hearts to see you here. So, but don't. Yeah, you guys can go home and get to bed if you want. All right, we'll go ahead and move on to 7, correspondence, proposals, and report 7A, add a representative. Do we have we got Moss back there. So, I'm here. on behalf of Ada just to share some wonderful news from our teachers and staff at the school. So thank you. I'm not really sure if you could have told someone your
You're doing great.
Good. So, Dr. Salafian, board members, I am Marilyn Alford. I am a teacher at High Desert Middle School, and I teach science for 7th and 8th graders. I also am the College and Career Technology educator for the elective class that we added a few years back. So, been with the district for about 15 years and had 3 of my 4 children graduate through Vasquez. So I'm invested, I'm very happy to be part of Ada. So from Meadowlark, I just want to share that the school is up and running. As you know, they are happy to be staffed, and they, I guess, had a little bumpy start, but with all new years, and especially new administrators getting to their feet wet, they were without some supplies and things like that early on. And so those veteran teachers do what they do, and they pooled their supplies and they made sure that the new teachers were covered with that. So things are smoothing out, and the veteran teachers are really taking the new teachers up. So really positive and good things going forward. Yeah. Let's see. High Desert and Vasquez, well, the sports are underway and it's going really well. We know that the cross country had, was it meet today or today? And volleyball, they had games, and I guess the volleyball girls team is in contention for another title. So they've been doing really well, and we just want to keep that going. So we know that the sports programs from our middle school feed into the high school. And since we have really opened that up, we have offered opportunities for our students that they did not have before. And we know that now we've got the flag football for the girls at Vasquez, something that's just going really well. The kids are very excited. And you see the enthusiasm. How that correlates to academics is huge, because the students are at the middle school making sure that their grades are where they need to be. And they're coming and communicating with teachers and saying, hey, we're ready to do it. And it's early on in the year, but we're building that communication to say, we know how important this is to you. So what can we do to support you? So that communication is key. But look, seeing the commitment and the responsibility on the students of those 7th and 8th graders, it's fantastic. Oh, the new cell phone policy at Vasquez. That is fantastic. According to the teachers, they absolutely love it because the kids are more engaged. They don't have the distraction of having that cell phone right there or the temptation. And so we know that if you are addicted to your cell phone, it's really, really hard to put that down. And so many of our young people, because of coming out of COVID and all of that, that's been a security blanket for them. So to be able to give that up during education time as a middle school teacher, we have that same battle, but it has not been ever an issue where we've allowed it to be out in the classroom. So it's something where the students going into the high school from now on should be expecting that. So it should not be an issue. Yeah, as a team or group, we are looking forward to setting up some time to meet with the district to start our negotiations. We have not done that yet, but we're looking forward to that. The construction class is going really well at the high school. I hear nothing but good things, and Sheldon was able to share a little bit about that and how popular it is. So we're so glad to have a staff member for that. Advisory time at the high school is also going really well. The teachers are able to make those connections with the students and just have that more one-on-one time with
the high school students, so that's going very well. Teachers and staff are wondering when those fences are going to come down, and it's probably not in anybody's control. But those fences at High Desert, we want them down. The fences at Meadowlark, those teachers want them down. We want those areas down as soon as possible, but I don't know who has control over that. So, an active God maybe. We do have at High Desert, and this is why it's kind of selfish of me, but we have a family game night next week on the 21st, Thursday at 5:30, and it's open to the community. This is the second year we're doing it. It was really popular last year, and it's families, community, parents all coming together for food and fun. And so we would love to have the fences down. I don't think that's going to happen. So moving on with that, we would like to invite everybody to come and to play at High Desert. It'll be a great time. We have like bounce house and all of kinds of other things going on. So it was a real popular event. Oh, and something I haven't even shared with my principal. Okay, I am passionate about Meadowlark. Okay, sorry. I can go. Anyway, I can just say it. Okay, so I'm passionate about Medal of Honor. Medal of Honor, our nation's highest military award for valor in combat. And so our school has accepted and embraced those core values of courage and integrity and commitment and sacrifice. And with those core values, we use a character development program, the Medal of Honor Character Development Program. And that has grown over the past 11 years, 12 years maybe. But we have so many new staff that we would like to get our staff trained in using the program. I am a trainer and I could take time to train, but it does take about 6.5 to 7 hours for the training. So we have a district that is a neighboring district that has offered to put on a training on Saturday because we know that sub coverage is huge. And so that's going to be an opportunity for any of our teachers to go secondary to receive that training, to have this extra resource for teaching character development of the classroom. That is to be determined what Saturday, but very exciting that we actually got that approved. And so all of it is free to educators, just not free for the training. So it doesn't cost them anything. It is all funded through private donation. And now I think I'm done. So thank you and good night.
Thank you. Seven B CSDA rep.
Board members, ladies and gentlemen, good evening. I stand before you today as the president of our CSDA Chapter 473 to extend a warm and heartfelt welcome to our newest member of the Akron State Unified School District Board of Trustees, Dr. George De Jesus. It is an absolute pleasure to have you join our team board. We are excited about the fresh perspective, passion, and dedication you bring to this important role. We understand that being a school board member is no small responsibility. It is a commitment to the betterment of our schools, our students, and our community. Your willingness to step into this role is commendable, and we appreciate your dedication to the cause of education. CSDA Chapter 473 represents the hardworking and dedicated classified employees who play a crucial role in the success of our schools. We are custodians, secretaries, classroom aides, bus drivers, and many other essential staff members who support the daily operations of our school site. As president of this chapter, I can attest to the dedication and passion our members bring to their work every day. We are committed to fostering a safe, nurturing, and productive learning environment for our students. We believe that our schools are at their best when there is open and constructive collaboration between the school board, the administration, the teaching staff, and support staff. We are eager to work with the district to ensure that our schools continue to thrive and provide the highest quality education for our students. We also have contract negotiations coming up. Negotiations are a crucial part of maintaining a harmonious and productive educational environment. CSBA is committed to engaging in fair and transparent negotiations that prioritize the welfare of our members while also recognizing the financial constraints of the district. We believe that open dialogue and collaboration between our union and school board are key to achieving agreements that are equitable and beneficial to all parties involved. We look forward to sitting down at the negotiation table, understanding the challenges and opportunities ahead, and working together to find solutions that support both the excellence of our schools and well-being of our dedicated staff members. We look forward to working closely with the district to create a brighter future for our students and our community. Dr. George DeSouza, we thank you for your dedication to education and may your time on the board be filled with meaningful accomplishments and shared success. Thank you.
Student representatives board, Eastland.
Thank you. I'll start with middle work and work up to grade level. I am beginning a collaboration with Jones and Council Advisor O'Brien, working with our elementary school team council to get a majority of my information on thank you. That is still in the works, so I don't have any information to present on middle work today. My desert, we have quite a few. There are implemented highlights, and there's 3 students that I would like to recognize for their activities. One of my great and Leah Alvaro for leadership and integrity. Pablo Jacob for responsibility. Aiden Fernandez Bosco for leadership. For events at this place at Aadusd, there was a spirit rally yesterday that was really well received by our middle school. Students were introduced to the new mascot that trials will be for that position on Monday. And that was made possible by the Upper Whole Day Women's Club, Action Children's Club, Aadusd Booster Club for that mascot. Upcoming events is game mentioned. As for athletics, the second girls volleyball game of the season took place today, and they won against Knightsboro, which is fantastic. They have enough students for 2 JV teams and 2 varsity teams. So that's a lot of interest. Cross country has begun practicing, and they have their first race in 2 weeks. So that's really exciting. Moving on to basket. Today was announced as students of the month, so I'll be reading those out to you. Joseph Bryn Moreno, Diego Carrilla, Jasmine Orlo, Abigail Small, I'm sorry. Lucas Williams, Diego Olmos, James Rudd, Brian Gonzalez, Natalie Guzman, Samantha Smith, Jeremiah Armigo Williams, Autumn Klaus, Noah Healy, Jesse Blue, and Ashton Carlaway. For past events at Vasquez, we had our school dance. The turnout was less than expected. but for the students who did go, it was a great time. We have soon upcoming homecoming and a homecoming football game, which is next weekend. That shall be wonderful. I plan on attending. We're newly implementing a Arts Day that will be held hopefully every month. Our Arts Day first one will be this next week, next Thursday, and it will be teaching students sketching. This is an active participation that will be taking place from period 1 advisory to second period through that time block. That will be led by senior Alex Kuhn, and we have about 15 students, and we're expecting more already involved in that. October's is a guitar day that will be led by our Ariel Skillman, and lots of people are excited about that. And for the most exciting thing that has happened is this weekend we had our first publication of the Vasquez Post. I brought a copy for you all if you would like to look at that. And I am personally in this class, and I watch all of the students, but there are heart and soul to the papers. However, I'd like to recognize the students who are very authentic and our members. We have Lila Alva, Gavin Bailey, Rubon Boulevard, Joan Carr, Leo Flores, Charlotte Hernandez, Keely McCarty, Angelina Newman, Dominic Olmos, Valentino Orlando, Esteban Mercado, Alexandra Van Larkham, Andrew Wiley, Mia Wilson, with myself. So there's also a few for there with the table, many members like to look at it. It's been well received by our students on campus, and we hope to build a program that will last for a while. That's all I have for you.
Thank you, Aislinn. 7B Superintendent Gold Standard Report.
Thank you. Well done, Aislinn. This is a very exceptional way to build a legacy, so congratulations to you and the team. First up, I'd like to take this opportunity to highlight, backing up. Tonight I'll be covering student achievement as well as effective instruction and leadership from our existing strategic plan. We get it there. So under student achievement, I'd like to take this opportunity to highlight and congratulate our Vasquez National Honor Society officers for the 23-24 academic year with their advisor, Dr. Shadi. So Dr. Shadi, thank you for sticking around, I appreciate it. President for the National Honor Society is Emily Bunanian, Vice President Marina Costin, Secretary Marie Pate, and Treasurer Leilani LaClaus. The National Honor Society, established in 1921, is an organization that aims to recognize high school students who have demonstrated academic excellence in leadership, as well as service, character, and scholarship. The National Honor Society officers are self-disciplined and are able to balance school work and society responsibilities. This year, thanks to the efforts of Emily Bunanian, student of Vasquez, and the help of Dr. Shadi, Vasquez now has a private National Honor Society as well. So congratulations to everybody involved, and Dr. Shadi, kudos once again to you. Moving forward with effective instruction and leadership, on August 24th, we received notification from LACO, LA County Office of Education, that our LCAP plan, a lot of acronyms, Local Control and Accountability Plan, has been approved for the 23-24 school year. They determined this by the plan met the provisions as outlined by Education Code 52070D, which covers the following 4 areas: adherence to the State Board of Education template, sufficient expenditures in our budget to implement the LCAP plan through, adherence to expenditure regulations, as well as implementation of carryover funds. So congratulations to everyone involved in the LCAP plan and the stakeholders for their input from Meadowlark, High Desert, as well as Vasquez. I had the great fortune and opportunity and assignment to attend moving forward our High Desert back to school night. Was greatly attended on August 31st by parents and students. Parents, students, and staff participated and kicked this off at the NPR gym for a presentation on teaching and learning and all of the enrichment activities that are planned at High Desert for the academic calendar. Well done, Hawks. That school night at Vasquez was held on September 6th. It was a great success. Started off with a meet and greet with the principal, Dr. Chamberlain at the gym, with over 75 parents in attendance. Then class communications started at 6, went all the way to 6:45. Job well done by all of Vasquez staff. So kudos there. Moving forward, in the 2021 school year, at least 10 million students nationwide were chronically absent. We estimate chronic absence has more than doubled more than 8 million students pre-COVID who are missing so many days of school that they were academically at risk. Chronic absence, just to define it for our community and our parents and our students, define as missing 10% or more of school days due to for any reason. That includes excused, unexcused absences, suspension as well. Such absences can translate into students having difficulty learning to read by the 3rd grade level, achieving in the middle school, and ultimately at risk for graduation from high school. The reason why I'm bringing this up for the month of September and this board meeting, the month of September is recognized as School Attendance Awareness Month. Our site leaders at Meadowlark, Heidelberg, and Vasquez are sharing best practices amongst one another as far as attendance interventions and making sure that attendance interventions reinforcement gets in place for not only for the month of September, but for throughout the academic calendar, so that we can go ahead and still help practice attendance for our students throughout the year. This could be July. Superintendent, thank you.
Thank you. 7E, submission to exhibition. Okay, moving on to a board comment.
I'll start off by thanking Caesar for that welcoming from CSBA. I really appreciate that. I look forward to collaborating. Thank you. I also want to thank Ms. Meadowlark for the back to school night I went to. It was great. The presentation was awesome, and it was very informative. And as a parent, I felt really welcome. Also, the amount of parents who attended was staggering. It was awesome to see that. So I thank you for that. I think all the staff that were involved in putting that together. Also, I didn't get a chance to see the Vasquez High back to school night because of a work conflict, but I'm sure that went well as well. I also want to thank everybody who supported the fundraising for the football team. I think it's important that we have these community engagements as fundraisers. I know back when I was in school, was have a box of chocolates down the corner, walk and don't walk, and try to sell it. So it's really great to see the community involvement into the fundraisers. And I look forward to going to the game night. I think that's going to be really awesome. So thank you.
Yes, there's a lot of good things going on, and it's
deeply about our children. What happens to them that they're safe? We are all mandatory reporters. If there is something wrong, we go to work, not figuring out whose fault it is, but how we can stop it and support a problem. I don't care whether it's mental health, alcoholism, a financial issue, not being able to eat, people not being shamed in the lunchroom by having to pay extra. This district goes to great extent to make sure their children are safe. When people start coming in here with their agendas, it is my job over anything to protect parental rights. Take that one to the bank, watch it happen in the future, but I need you all to understand what that means. I have the most respect for parental rights. And I also expect that people outside of here will understand that our staff, our teachers, our superintendent, and this board do our best to represent local control, which means we know what it takes to put the kids in the audience and have excellence going on. I don't need somebody upstairs at the state level telling me what people anywhere else stop there. I think they'll get it. A couple of law things going on. There's an action filed about this alternative energy thing going on in the community. Again, I will say that has absolutely nothing to do with this district. No one in this district should have any financial association with any of those projects. Document discovery will happen soon, and I imagine that there will be nothing coming out of this district where people are discovering documents that people have been trying to be influenced here or have been influenced here. Next, this will be veiled unless it's happening to you. We have a legal obligation more than anything we do to make sure that our staff, our students, our volunteers are protected from harassment and anything that is inappropriate in the workplace. And I'm very committed, if I send somebody out of here to go out and represent this district somewhere else, they will not be harassed. I will not tolerate it. There's lawyers that will take care of that right away. Do not engage in harassment of any of the district staff, its agents, or its volunteers ever. And I want to piggyback a little bit off of what Board Member Mascon had to say. And again, I try to avoid commenting on what people think to say it's inappropriate to me. But Ms. Alfred, the school that you teach at and represent, I'm glad you brought up Aadusd Honor because I thought you skipped over that for a minute. But the sports program over there has been a feeder to the Vasquez High School. And if you look back 3 or 4 years, without the efforts of some individuals that volunteered and did what they did, you would not have the numbers coming in. The football teams are dropping down to participating in, was it 7 and 8 member teams or and whatever. But it's a feeder. What I'm most happy about it being a feeder is it's a feeder of social norms and leadership and being involved in the community in a positive way. That's the most important thing. And what I just said about legal obligations, you have an obligation to focus on the student and make sure that whoever you're dealing with, they're not harassed, they're not bullied, and that you are there to understand what you read. I'm glad you read that into the record tonight. But above all these things add up. We have a really good community here that comes together when people need us to come together the most. And if you look at the floor of the schools, it tells you everything you need to know about our community. Great job, everybody. Good for you.
All right, I will start off by reiterating what Ken said. This is fantastic. When I ran into Mr. Mangle at the district welcome back breakfast, he mentioned that he was starting this and that he was hopeful that they would have a first issue out by the beginning of the second semester. He had the first issue out by the beginning of the second month. That is fantastic. So that is a testament to Mr. Mangle, and it's a testament to our students and to the newspaper staff. So since you are the editor-in-chief of the newspaper, correct, Asa?
Correct. I am a student, one of 2 student editors. My co-student editor is Sean Carl.
Okay. Fantastic. So please pass it on to your entire team. This is fantastic. So thank you very much. I wanted to, last week I was able to go to a UC counselor conference that was talking about, it had directors from all of the UCs speaking about how to help our students earn a spot in their enrollment. And some numbers that they were throwing out absolutely blew my mind. And I'm sure our counselors and our staff that's actually in like boots on the ground helping our students earn places in these UCs. They probably have this information, but it was absolutely mind-blowing to me. The person from Berkeley got up and they said they gave, or they're giving their numbers of enrollments and how many applied. There was something crazy like 125,000 students applied for new enrollment, and they let in 12,000. That's crazy to me. And it was the same thing at Davis and the same thing at UCLA, and just these outrageous numbers of applications to actual enrollments. And then I started thinking about our students at Vasquez and our counseling team at Vasquez and our teaching staff and admin. Every year towards the end of the year, we start hearing about which students got into which schools, and there's so many of our Vasquez kids that do go on to higher education and are getting into 4 years, and not just getting into 4 years, they're earning scholarships, and it's not just our UCs, obviously, it's our, it's all of the four-year campuses, and how incredible it is that our kids from our little small town are beating those odds and beating those numbers and getting in, and that's just a huge testament to our counseling staff and our teaching staff at Basket. So I just wanted to give a shout out to Ms. Nicole and Ms. Tiffany for everything that they do and how hard that they work to make sure our students are armed. And it starts in ninth grade. It actually starts at the junior high and building those, and then with the implementation of Avid and getting those thoughts in kids' head, because it starts with an idea, and getting that idea of I can go to school, and then building that ladder and that framework of what you have to do from the first day you step into ninth grade, and knowing what your schedule should look like for the next 4 years of your life, and making sure that you have the 25 semesters of honors or AP classes. That was mind-boggling to me, to have their average student took 25 semesters of either honors or AP courses. That's huge. And that's just average. That's not the most. It's not the minimum, but it's not the most. Some of those kids are going in there with 5.0 GPAs, and the average GPA was a 4.3, and I just thought it was so amazing that our counseling staff works for that and really pushes our students. So I just wanted to give a shout out to our counseling staff and let you know that every time I learn something new, I think about them and how fantastic of a job they're doing for our Basket kids. So shout out to our Basket counseling staff for that, our district counseling staff, really. So that's it for my board comments. Oh, I will say Basket's homecoming is coming up. I'll see you all there. What was that? Oh, I don't do the clock and I don't do the numbers, but thank you for that. I just run my mouth. I think my face just turned red. And Basket, High Desert Soar Prep Volleyball is coming up at High Desert on Monday. So it's always exciting when I get to bring my people from out in, my daily life, and my kiddo and all of his friends, and we bring our families out, and I feel so much pride getting to show off High Desert and getting to show off our Basket. So this time Monday, it's Soar Prep Volleyball versus High Desert Volleyball. And if you've never been to one of those games, it's not the same when we play a different school. But when we play those teams together, and I can't even say my team against their team because they're both my team. But my team against my team, that gym is so darn loud, and the amount of cheering that goes on. You want to see an exciting game? It's Soar Prep High Desert. So come out on Monday. That's going to be a fun afternoon. And that's it for my board comments. So we will go on to 9A, approval of consent calendar items. Recommended the Board of Trustees approve the consent calendar items 9B through 9G as submitted. Can I get a motion?
I'll move. Second.
Discussion? Oh, is there anything you want to add anything?
Just for item F, Avid Center Products and Service Fund, this is to continue their service support of our Avid initiative here at the district. This would also include the consult, the Avid PDs, and the program developments. This is a contract to continue for 23-24 school year.
I see that as item E. If I'm wrong, and the F as TCI quote not to exceed 13.
Sorry.
Is mine wrong?
No. Thank you. You're correct.
Okay. Any discussion?
Need to poll.
One thing that I did want to point out on the B amended minutes, I do think it's really important for everybody to get the credit that they that they deserve. So I just wanted to point out what part of the minutes we are amending. Everything is staying the same, just at the very end where it said Mr. Mascon nominated Dr. De Jesus for the appointment to the board. What's being amended is that that was seconded by Mr. Costin, and that little bit was left out of the original ones. I think it's really important that we give credit where credit's due, and that second was made by Mr. Costin. And I think that that was a form of confusion. So I'm going to just thank you for that amendment there. But that was the only thing that was amended, and nothing else in the minutes to that. So if that's all, we'll go ahead and vote. Call for question. All those in favor?
Yes, sir. Costin, aye. Mascon, aye.
Falls, aye.
Brianna Texani, aye. 10A, Personnel Report 23-24.03.
I'll move. Second.
No changes to the report.
Okay, any discussion?
I have to.
Discussion? Idea?
Okay, so I have a question, under current open positions. It says special education. So I'm a teacher of special assignment. I just kind of think it might be helpful for people to understand exactly what that position is, the close title, and what the responsibilities there would be. Because when we put a title like that on there, sometimes you wonder what exactly that person will do. So.
Sure. So the current open position, TOSA, teacher on special assignment, special education. This is really support to the special education department as a whole, as well as to the 3 sites, supporting our special education IEP teams, our special education teachers, our special education instructional assistants at the 3 sites.
Well, this person will go wherever they're needed.
Yes.
Okay. And are they constrained just to special education?
For the most part, there's crossover when it comes to IEP meetings with general education teachers, so there is some crossover, but primarily it'll be with the special education teams.
Okay, thank you.
Sure.
I just wanted to comment on this all decisions right now in the whole district. That's quite a large achievement. If you were to back up a year ago, it was completely different story. Also, as we talked about in the district, sports program there, you look at these names that are shown on the coaching list here. These are community members that volunteer endlessly for everything that's out there, from whether it's Desert Winds or whatever it is. So, big shout out. Everything's going on.
You know how much I dislike airing out, especially names and personal acts in the board. In the future, when we're going over the agenda review, if there are questions about the specific positions, please make sure that board members have access to the job descriptions that are being flown for those positions. So I can call up in my agenda review before 9 a.m. on Monday and say, I don't understand. Is, for example, just in the imaginary world, that I had a child in special education and their IEP was not conducted by their birth date. Would this person help hedge that work out? See how inappropriate that would be. So please make sure that board members, upon request, have the ability to see the job description. That's okay. Thank you.
I don't have anything, so call for question. All those in favor?
Yes,
Call.
Mascon, aye.
Falls, aye.
Brianna Texani, aye. Moving on, 11A, memorandum of understanding and agreement MOU for participation in the Center for Teacher Innovation Induction Program between AAUSD and Riverside County Superintendent of Schools.
I'll move.
I'll second.
Thank you. I'll defer to my esteemed colleague, Dr. Chamberlain, from the MOU. Would you like to share a few words?
Yeah, sorry, I was checking emails on now. So the MOU for the teacher induction program is a program that supports our new teachers. It's actually a value added for our new teachers when they come in, that we can support them during the years that they have to renew it to clear their credential. They basically have 5 years to clear their credential, and this is a 2-year program that allows them to clear with support and a mentor teacher on our campus.
Discussion? Call for the question, all those in favor?
Aadusd aye. Councilman Lester, aye.
Paul Giamatti, aye.
Brianna Texoni, aye. 11B, California Lutheran University Preliminary Administrative Services Credential Fieldwork Contract. Make a motion.
I'll move.
I'll second.
Chamberlain?
So this is a program through Cal Lutheran that again supports candidates that they have in their program. They're getting their admin credential, have an opportunity to serve on our campus doing our fieldwork, which gives us an opportunity to grow our pool of administrative leadership for our campuses. So I actually hope that we have a possibility of getting a person to come on, because they would actually be doing our fieldwork and teaming up alongside one of our administrators at one of our campuses. So it'd be a great opportunity for both of us.
Thank you. Discussion? Call for question, all those in favor?
Aadusd aye.
Councilman Ryan.
Mattson, aye.
Paul Giamatti, aye.
Brianna Texoni, aye. 12A, approval of fiscal year 2022-23 unaudited actuals report. Can I get a motion?
I'll move.
Sir. My other esteemed colleague, Mr. Renzo, has a presentation for our trustees as well as our community on unaudited actuals of 2024.
Good evening, board members. The ending fund balance for the fiscal year, which will then in turn become the beginning balance for the next fiscal year. So that's one of the main points of this this exercise or this activity. One of the things that in the SACS report is you actually don't see a comparison of the unaudited actuals to the estimated actuals. Remember, the estimated actuals were what we came up with back in May, what we thought we were going to end the year with. And the unaudited actuals are what we actually end the year with. In the SACS report that is attached, it's actually a comparison of unaudited actuals for 22-23 and 23-24 adopted budget. So it's kind of, you're comparing 2 different years, whereas I feel like this is a better, I guess, or it kind of gives us a look at how well we did for the year, how well did we budget. So as you can see here, we have the unrestricted. I like to break it down in unrestricted and restricted. The reason why is restricted, we're set to spend those funds in a specific way. And the unrestricted, again, is just that. It's unrestricted. It's the local portion of the district. We can determine how we want to spend those funds locally. And so that's really the dollars that we have control over. So revenues. So we can see we had a $174,000 increase in total revenues on the unrestricted side. Our total expenditures were down $315,000, which gave us a net change of $489,000 to the good from estimated actuals to unaudited actuals. Our beginning balances, that again does not change from estimated actuals to unaudited, but what does change is the ending fund balance. So you will see that we ended on the unrestricted side 10.674 million, with a difference from unestimated actuals to $490,000. Then again, you can see on the restricted side, we had $1 million less in revenues with $1.5 million less in expenditures. And a lot of this is due to federal revenues and federal programs. There's unearned revenue, meaning that you recognize only the revenue against the expenditures that you have. We'll kind of go over the ending balances or the carryover amounts, if you will, on your slide. So this is the overall big picture. Overall, we had a net to the good of about $931,000 for our ending fund balance, which represents about a 4.5% change from estimated actuals to audited actuals program. On the general fund expenditures, the unrestricted, our salaries and benefits were down, 300,000 due to overestimation of first costs. It's a calculation error, on that piece, so. Next, we have on the restricted side, so as I mentioned, so federal revenues, because we recognize revenues as we spend those funds, so we were 350,000 down for ESSER 3. And as on the flip side, our contribution were down $700,000 from the restricted side, so it's the same from unrestricted to restricted. On the expenditure side, salaries and benefits are down 360,000, give or take, for decreasing serves on the app. It's another accounting only transaction. You recognize revenue and expenditures for serves on behalf that the state does for our service members. And our supplies and services were down $560,000 for unused categorical funds in ESSER 3, the in-person instruction grant, and the UPA implementation grants. So what does our ending fund balance look like? We have really three main components. We have our restricted ending balance, which I'll go through in a moment. Our revolving cash stores and prepaid. So prepaid expenditures mean we entered into a 3-year contract. We only recognize the current year's expense, not all 3 years of a 3-year agreement. So that's part of that prepaid expenditure amount. And then we lump the rest of our ending fund balance into the economic uncertainty. On restricted ending fund balances, I'm not going to go through all these, but these are all the programs that we are allowed to carry over as restricted ending fund balances. So these are actually in our books currently, which total up at just over $3 million. The biggest being that Learning Recovery Emergency Block Grant for $1.16 million, and a couple again, arts, music, instruction grant, et cetera, et cetera. And finally, as I mentioned before, we have that unearned revenue. So these are not actually on the books anywhere, but these are funds that we are carrying over, and they're mostly federal programs. So you can see Title II, you have the ESSER 3 funds. We have about $443,000 left of those. And our two grants, our DOJ STOP grant and our mental health services professionals. So those are all of our carryover funds that will be included in our first interim report in December. So what are our next steps? So the auditors, Christy White is who our auditors are currently. They will be conducting an audit visit and doing testing in October. They'll look at all of our controls, make sure that our financial statements that are here presented tonight are accurately reflected and properly conducted. We must have that audit report due to the state by the 15th, and we will present the audit report to the board in January. And then finally, as I mentioned, all those carryover balances will be placed into the first annual report in December. And that's that. So any questions?
Seeing a very disturbing trend. You forecasted you were going to spend 500 more than we had for revenues last year. Yet you managed to put 500 more back into our ending balance. And then I remember it's awesome. And if I remember the 23-24 financials correctly, you also forecast you were going to go 250,000 into our reserves.
Correct.
That means we can expect 250,000 being added to the.
We hope. Again, it really kind of depends. It could just be a timing of some of the transactions, but my goal is obviously trying to get balanced budgets. That's just what it comes down to.
Are all of the charter schools going to have their stuff done by September 15th?
Yes, they are. They've been turned into
You haven't any indication that there's something looming out there related to the charters that would present a liability to this district?
No, sir.
Good. How are we going to maintain our pass-throughs for those, our funding to make sure that we pay them before? So we're still doing the monthly reporting.
That's correct. Yes, monthly payments to them minus their 1% oversight fee for that particular month.
So, from what I can gather, the principals and the site people are taking every step rather than having parents arrested to try to get kids to show up to school because enrollment is one thing, ADA is something. So you would say that our attempts to keep kids coming to school are progressive.
Yes.
Did you give back any one-time money, the use it or lose it money? Was there any hand back? So you've been able to carry all that forward.
Correct.
I'm seeing a big change going on here where your facilities are excellent and your social programs are excellent. Kids want to go to your school, and then you have enrollment, and then you don't have these unnatural tendencies. Good job, man.
Thank you.
Thank you. I don't have any questions. All right, so call for question. All those in favor?
Yes, Suzanne.
Councilman, that's
Paul, you're aye.
Rena Testimony aye. 12B, GAN limit resolution, again, GAN limit resolution 23-24.8.
Oh.
So yes, this is a requirement from Education Code Section 7906F. We must every year come to the board and update our appropriation limits based on various data. And so this particular resolution is to, this was actually in the unaudited actions report that was on the previous item. So this is just a resolution officially approving those GAN limits.
Discussion? Hearing none, call for question. All those in favor?
Yes, Suzanne.
Councilman, that's right.
Paul, you're aye.
Rena Testimony aye. 12C, acceptance of the Los Angeles County Arts Education Collective Advancement Grant. Can I get a motion? Second.
So this will be actually the second year that the district has been awarded this grant. As you remember last year, this was all in the 5-year arts inclusion grant. So this is the formal acceptance of the grant. The district was awarded $22,600. It's a 1-to-1 match. So the total grant is $53,200, which $22,600 will come from the district. Questions?
Discussion, questions? Hearing.
Is this the one that the governor is going to take back half? Yeah.
No, that is not that same one, because it's strictly through the Los Angeles County Arts
Isn't that
local.
okay?
Call for question. All those in favor?
Yes, Suzanne.
Councilman, that's coming.
Paul, you're aye.
Rena Testimony aye. 12B, approval of the 2023-24 consolidated application.
I'll move. I'll say.
All right, so the CONAP, this is the summer CONAP. The CONAP is what's also known as the consolidated application. This is how districts apply for federal funds such as Title I, Title II, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, no, just kidding, just 1 through 4. It also has a time where we report on prior funding of those programs, so the fund 21, 22 funding, et cetera. This is just approval. It needs to be approved by the board, so that's why we're bringing it to you. Right?
Discussion? Hearing none, call for question. All those in favor?
Yes, Suzanne.
Councilman, that's coming.
Paul, you're aye.
Rena Testimony aye. 12E, purchase orders.
I'll move and ask that the list be displayed.
Sure.
Okay, so tonight we're bringing forward the purchase order list. It is with collaboration with LACO and just overall best practice that the districts bring the purchase orders to approval for the board. It helps it helps LACO when they do audits of our payments to know that the board is approving the expenditures of the district. And so before you will have the date of the PO approval, the vendor and the amount, and then there will be also any changes to those POs would also show up on this report. My hope is that we bring this, as this is gonna be a recurring item, and it would go into the consent calendar moving forward.
Discussion?
I don't know.
Go ahead.
Some of the items in here actually exceed our limits for being able to have, you ever have to go to bid or some sort of.
So there are, the actual purchase for like services and supplies is, it's 52,000, but you, change it for inflation over a period of time. I believe the current, bid limit for supplies and services is up to like 100-something thousand, so.
And I'm sure that a lot of these are places you've vetted and done something with, but we should probably have sole source letters on file for some of these if we're not gonna go out there on, or.
Gold Thorns is a really tough one when it comes to the education code. There's a whole process for that, but we do, a lot of these come under, like competitive bid contracts, like for Staples or stuff, they already have.
Piggybacking up.
Piggyback on other agreements, yes, correct.
So this is like, so in other words, LACO comes in when your bids exceed 109.
Yeah.
Yes, no. I always wanted this in the past, at the beginning of the year, so everybody could see that my brother-in-law is not selling the district a pickup that's worth $4,200 or $42,000. I got no horse, so my brother-in-law couldn't do that. Okay, I like this very much. Thank you so much. You're looking at me like that really happened sometime. You know. Go ahead. Wasn't my brother-in-law.
No, it was somebody's brother-in-law though.
Jimmy, no more than you. Go ahead. Wow.
I don't have any questions.
I imagine not.
So, right, I got a question. Is it possible to get these reports in Excel format? I know I've been asking for this for 6 months, but they're just, this thing's 87 pages long, it's several $1 million worth of purchase orders, $1.6 million. It's just onerous to try to go through.
So two things, I mean, we can provide them in Excel format, the system does allow for that. I will say that this one is particularly long because it is going back to July 1 of the fiscal year. Going forward, this would only be 2 weeks worth of purchase orders, so it would not be 75 or 87 pages long. So yeah, going forward, it won't be as long. It is helpful to have it in this because the Excel does provide a lot of extra data that is, like, it provides way more than it needs to, but we can definitely look into that.
I would like an Excel too in case I want to change anything. Send mine in PDF.
Yes.
No more discussion? Call for question, all those in favor?
This is a.
That's right.
That's no.
Falls, you have aye.
And Tony, aye. 13A, calendar, thank you. 13A, calendar, regular board meeting, September 28th, 2023, and October 12th, 2023. I maybe screwed that. 14A, future agenda items. We don't have any listed. Does anybody would want to add a future agenda item? 15A, adjournment. It's recommended the board adjourn the meeting at 8:56 p.m. Again. Discussion? Call for question, all those in favor?
This is a.
Aye.
That's good. Falls, you have aye.
Brandon, Tony, aye. Meeting is adjourned at 8:56.